So ahead it looks like we've got a load of Dixonia Antarctica tree ferns here. Absolutely stunning here at Abbotsbury with a big overhead canopy. This is how tree ferns should look. Absolutely stunning. I'm actually a little bit speechless. Just trying to take it all in. And you could do this on a smaller scale in your own garden, using the tree ferns and then underplanting with other shade loving plants like ferns, Majersias, Bruneras. We can't all grow these types of plants, but we can grow plants that look very similar to give the same effect and do it in a small little version. And as well, what gives the really calm, relaxing feeling here is in my own garden, my very small garden, I just use greens down the bottom to give me that relaxing feeling. And down here, all this area is just planted with greens. Group planted, repeat planted. You've got these Ophiopogon green grass here, then the various ferns. And then you've got your next level. And then your tall canopy above, which obviously we can't achieve in our gardens unless you've got a good size one, but we can do it on smaller scales. And what I would say is, to take from this is the foliage, the levels, and the atmosphere that it brings. Stunning. Down this little path, gives it real character. Ferns all around me of different species, but the height level, that's definitely something people can achieve in some gardens. If you've got a sloping garden, adds a bit of character. And then a bit like in the video I did recently that I visited a private garden, Simon and Harriet, he had a koi pond at the end of his garden with tree ferns. So you can do a similar effect to this if you pick an area and you have a big enough bit of garden. Obviously tree ferns, Dixonia Antarctica, are very expensive now. So this would take some doing to achieve if you wanted to multiple plant them. But if you can afford it and you can do it and you can mass plant, what an effect it gives. Well, we can't all have one of these in a garden, but let's enjoy the fun of it for what it is. Walkway through these bamboos and across the rope bridge. At this moment, my wife is walking behind me in very unsensible shoes, aren't you, wife? Yeah. And I am dreading dropping my phone in the water. Yeah, probably should be doing this two-handed. Things you do for YouTube. Okay, let's hold it there. That is wobbly. Scan round to the right. Large gunnera, tree ferns, growing exactly where they want to be growing in the ideal environment. This is hard work. Didn't realise how close my feet would get to the water. So there is Spotty Dotty. In my garden I get about one leaf and then that gets eaten by slugs. If you grow it in your garden, that's how to do it. Right, I'm over the water, so I've successfully made it without losing the phone, which is a total bonus. There we go. This is a plant that really stood out as we walked past it. I can't grow it in my garden because it's not hardy enough. Abbotsbury Subtropical. Foliage, as soon as you walk around the corner, stands out. Absolutely amazing. Definitely wish I could grow it in mine. There's a Fatsia japonica, grown in shady conditions, and probably got the biggest leaves I've ever seen on a Fatsia japonica. It really is hard to sort of show the size with a camera. But they're massive. So here's a bit of group planting with the palms that I really like. We've got this Trachycarpus wagnerianus, waggy, and then there's another one behind it, and then here quite a large, it isn't single stem because it's got shoots at the bottom, but a Camarops humilis, just to give you an idea of the sizes that they can get over a long time. And then down the bottom looks really good with the group planting around it, shows how to soften it. And then a bootier there as well. Definitely something to take from it. Group planting palms over time, obviously they're very expensive, but if you plant them young and give them the room, sort of in general, give them a sort of 6 foot spread around them to allow for the leaves. And years down the line, you can have a really special display. So this is something I've just done in the replanting the border to a very small scale in my own garden, using grasses both sides of the pathway just to soften the edges on the lower canopy. Gives just a really nice relaxing feel as you walk through. So eucalyptus. Really good trees for a tropical garden, but just be aware, some of them can get very, very big. Here's a palm I haven't seen before, and I definitely couldn't grow in my climate. Looks absolutely stunning. The leaf size on it and sort of architectural structure of the trunk and leaf stems. And it is, if I can pronounce it right, a Brahia Gii, Brahia Brandegii. However you pronounce the Latin. I wish I could grow it. Me being a colocasia lover, thought I'd just have to stop and video this stream. Colocasias are growing in water and all the way up, and they seem to be much bigger leafed at the top, which is a little bit more shady. Brassioopsis mitis, one of the best examples I've ever seen. Starting to get more mature leaves on it now. Mine still has in my garden the juvenile leaves, which are more sort of cut like that. This is turned into a fine specimen. Some absolutely stunning examples of Dicksonia antarctica here. There's one just up here past this Musa Bajou, and I'm not sure, but the leaves must be 8-9 foot long, probably the longest I've seen on a tree fern. Look at the length of them, absolutely crazy. But again, growing in the ideal conditions, massive trunk, his feet right at the bottom there with his roots in the stream. More growth coming out, and surrounded by other ferns, Regersia. Love it. This just gives you the sheer scale and size of this place, and the size of the plants, from the cordylines to the Trachycarpus fortunei. Absolutely stunning place to visit and go for a walk.